All right, how's it going, guys? It's been a while. Generally, you'd be seeing me posting family videos that some of y'all are very discouraged from. I did notice some of my subscribers have unsubscribed just because it's not, it's not what you signed up for. It's not what you subscribed for. But I'm not going to create another. I'm not going to create another channel just for that reason alone. So just gonna have to get used to it, or yeah, maybe unsubscribe. But um, that doesn't really quite bother me. But you are more or less family. It was nice to see. It was nice to see the channel grow and to see that I'm actually being able to help some of you guys progress into future profitable traders. And I've had a few, and of course I've had the other few, and there's always the gray area. So I like to cover some things that's been on my mind, and mainly this video is because somebody reached out to me. I've had quite a few people reach out with the same question, and a lot of it stemmed from family friends, in which I would just address directly. And the issue is, well, let me just read this one. And I'm going to call him Steven, okay? So his name is Steven. He's saying, hello, I'm currently a student who stumbled upon your videos and had a few questions since you seem to be very knowledgeable in your field. Thanks. In your honest opinion, do you think it would be worth it for me to learn how to day trade as a hobby during school and somehow make it a full-time after graduation? As a third year in dental school, that's pretty awesome. I know that after graduating, I will have a high income position. That would be great. But I do not know yet if I want to do dentistry my whole life. Um, when I was younger, dentistry had the highest suicide rate. I wonder if that's still true. Um, I feel like you have a great sense of understanding in who you are and what your passion are from your family blogs and Citizen Canine channel. Thanks. That is what I try to embrace or ingrain with anybody I talk to, especially the ones I truly care about. Um, what is life? I mean, money is not everything, um, believe it or not. As someone who had more experience than me and success in this field, do you believe that day trading is sustainable, or would it be just better to keep on pursuing my current position or profession and just investing in long term? Thank you for reading this. I have just been a little conflicted these days. Warm regards, Stephen. My eyes. This is how I know I'm getting a little bit older because uh, I can't see the video. I mean, I can't see the font that's on my four monitors. Um, but okay, so here it goes. To directly answer your question, trading is a lot of fun. It can be a lot of fun, especially when you're day trading. Long term, not so much. Long term is just you put it down and you just look away because you're not using that much. There's not much collateral. It's not like you're going to be putting in the money so large that you're going to be able to sleep the very next day. At least that's how I feel. Whenever I do swing trading, which is holding it overnight, I can't sleep because the amount of shares I'm holding. Um, but that's just me. I don't even go that heavy. If you've seen my videos, some of you may actually think it is heavy, but it's not. 100K margin buying power is not even one fourth of the amount of my savings or my checking. So to put into perspective what you're asking, let me just, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to go off on a tangent and talk about my history as a trader and why I think I've been very successful. Um, I was never, I don't think I was ever poor. I am Asian, so my parents raised me to be pretty frivolous. I wasn't allowed fancy clothes when I was a kid. But when it came to my education, and my dad would force me, actually, I wasn't interested, but he forced me to learn how to trade or read these charts that he was doing. And so I learned, and I became really good at swing trading. I think it would be considered a short-term trading. I was really good at reading charts because he had TC 2000, which is a software program that helps you dissect all the stocks and tickers for you to identify which one fit his parameters. And so I would be the secretary for him, in which I would identify which ones actually fit his criteria, and from there I would be able to identify would it actually continue on or would it reverse. And I got to a point where I started seeing the lines, or actually being able to predict what what the stocks were to do according to his parameters. And that's when my dad actually gave me the wheel, and I started trading for him, and I did really well. I did really well. Basically because in high school, money wasn't anything to me. It wasn't even my money. So why would I even care? All I cared about was winning. Basically, it was a game, and a hardcore game at that. And so, this is something I never really shared with any of my friends at the time because they don't care either. I mean, who in high school, who cares about stocks? At least not my friends. We were into cars and video games. And so ultimately, I became really good at something that I foresaw as actual human behavior. And that's what it really was, because human behavior is unpredictable. But there are patterns to the way we feel and the things we do. And so we adapt, and we actually can identify when things are actually going to move. So when people say trend is your friend, that's bullshit. Trend is not your friend unless you're talking about a trend of a reversal or trend of going up, and then when it comes back down, then yeah, trend is your friend. But whenever I hear someone say trend is your friend, they're always talking about the continuation of things, in which case is never going to. I mean, once it hits highs, the trend will be to continue on highs. Good luck with that, right? So back to your I digress, back to your question. What you're asking is exactly what I would suggest. You are the ideal candidate of a student, because you are about to in the future, hopefully you will become that, having a high income position, in which case you would be able to trade and not have to worry about that money. And that is the reason why a lot of I would not tell a lot of my friends or people that come to me to trade, because the ones that fail are the ones that are of desperation, regardless of how they truly believe or truly feel. That, in my eyes, I see denial. Too many of them quit their jobs to study stock trading. Now, you just put yourself in a position in which you're basically saying all or nothing. You don't have the money to back up your mindset. Um, so basically, I know this because I was a teacher for a long time, because I like making a difference. After you start trading and making money, big deal, right? I mean, okay, I made money. My family has money. I've never really suffered. And then I was told to be an engineer, and I flopped at that because it was boring. So I figured I'm kind of a social person for an introvert, so I'm going to go learn to teach, after trying to be a mechanic, which was stupid. And and I became an awesome teacher. I mean, if you look at my Facebook, you'll notice that a lot of my friends are my students, which is, against against all school districts' policies. Um, the thing is, I understand human behavior, and I was able to connect. And I taught statistics and geometry, which in turn was stock trading. And then I had some kind of head issue that the doctors couldn't figure out, and so I retired before my students flopped their math class because of me, due to substitutes that can't cover my ass. So I went back to teaching. I went back to trading, and it was difficult. I had money, but I knew what the dollar was worth. So I knew what the dollar was worth, in which, and I was married, and you kind of lose your mojo. You lose that groove. You fell out of the groove. Everything was so much more important. regardless of how hardcore you think you are, or how alpha you think you are, you're not anymore. Life, a lot of things depend on your success, and because of that, you're destined to fail. Really, you are destined to fail unless you're able to convince yourself to pass that polygraph test, and be as cool as a cucumber, which is more or less impossible unless you have multiple personality or you learn to be a little bit on the crazy side, which I would honestly say most of the friends that I have that are traders are not stable people, including myself. So I mean, we all take medication one way or another, or for one reason or another. Mine is actually prescribed, so so I'm not one of them. But I would have to honestly say that the medication that I took uh, for um, for depression, bipolar, panic disorder, um, actually really benefited me during trading. And that says a lot. That says a lot because um, when I traded, um, you have to be able to identify the trade as a goal. You're not trading for money. And if you notice all my covers and on my YouTube videos, I don't ever put a dollar sign in front of it because I need to passively and actively tell myself that trading is not about money. Trading is just a battle towards, the end goal of winning that war, which is basically forever, unless you quit. So if you make a lot of money, then who cares about losing $1,000 or $5,000 in one day? If you're able to make $5,000 in one day working and you lose $5,000 trading, it doesn't hurt that much. And so your clarity, um, your mindset is prepared, is very capable for battle. You're willing to sacrifice some of your soldiers in order to win. And let's just say you start losing a lot of money, which is basically losing a lot of your soldiers, and you only have a few left. Um, you may still continually say, well, it still can reverse. Yeah, if you have Rambo on your side. But I mean, the thing is, you don't. The statistically speaking, you are going to fail. And by then, you flop, right? So that is the reason why a lot of people fail. If you're going to be in a high income position, is it worth trading? Yes. Is it worth long term trading? Sure. I mean, but then you're not really trading, right? In my opinion, you're not. You're basically just going with the stock market, which trends upwards in the long run. But if you're day trading, you're actively trading, in which I really believe that reverse trading actually works out. Um, to many people's disbelief. I have a few students. One of them I'm very proud about. His name is Jeremy Newby. You should try following him. He's on Instagram as J Newby, and he just created a chat room using Discord. You should look him up. He's actively posting his trades, and they are reversals. So if you don't believe in that, you don't go on there because you're not benefiting the chat room to begin with. And that's another issue I like to cover. Let's just cover that right now. The reason why you won't hear anybody talk about reversals is because you need to know you need to know well enough about human behavior in order to battle a reversal. You have to be more capable of handling high stress. It's the highest of all stress. But of all the people that adopted my reversal trades, I say my reversal trades, it's not mine, but I'm the only one that I think that has publicized it. But in the real world of all professionals, we all do reversals. I know plenty of reversal traders that do equally or better than me, which is 90%. Um, so reversal trends are our friend, and so yeah, just follow him if you think that you like to learn a little bit more about reversals. The reason you won't see it is mainly because there isn't a niche for it. If you think about it, there's somebody named He said he'll give you. You don't have to be in front of the computer. He'll give you his alert in which you jump in much later. He's already made thousands and thousands of dollars after everybody jumped in, and he can get out anytime he wants, and most of the time he'll make money. That's his niche. He creates followers. And if you have somebody else that says you only need to trade for the first 10, 15 minutes, that'll be a gap trader, right? Um, these all basically stem towards people that are capable of continuing their work while trading. Now with reversals, you can't do that really. You have to be in front of the computer monitoring all the time, and that is why I have four monitors. Those of you who says you can do it on one monitor, you probably aren't reverse trading. So good for you. But the idea is everybody has a system, and the best selling systems are the ones that are trying to convince you that you don't need to try hard. You only need 20 minutes. You only need an alert. You can do it on the phone. You can do it on Robinhood. But with reversals, that's not the case. But if you own your own business and you have time to rest, then you can jump on and trade ideas would give you whatever they think is ideal, and you can try for that one if it fits your parameters and it fits that human behavior ideology that I'm talking about. But the whole point is trade when you are not desperate. If you trade under desperation, or if you're trading because of greed, or you're trading because you're a gambler, you will fail. I tell all my friends that when you trade, be prepared to fail. And if you can't fail, then don't even try it because it's not worth it. It's not worth the stress. What other than the computer, the next most important thing to me is my blood pressure monitor, because before I know it, I'm having too much fun, and my heart, my blood pressure is just way too high. It's like you're in that battle forever, and you end up having PTSD. I mean, it got to a point where I traded every single day, and once I stopped trading, like on the weekend, I would have a panic attack, just from going downhill from that high. You don't feel it until you idle. That's just me though, but I know plenty of other people that have the same issue. So yeah, Steven, good luck to you. I would definitely trade for as a hobby as long as you have the money, and start paper trading. And then once you get proficient at paper trading and you have a lot of money in that bank, you're going to do perfectly fine. Those of you who don't have money and hopefully end up wanting to be a millionaire from a few $1,000s and continually to go all in, that's gambling, and that is very risky. So, yeah, let me know what you think. I know I just rambled a lot, but there was a lot on my mind when it comes to trading, and I really just don't know how else to say what I need to say. This is all, of course, impromptu, and let me know if there's something else you'd like me to cover. But I promise that I cover the psychology of trading, and I think I just did. So take care, guys. If you ever want to talk about trading, just feel free to post a video of your trades, just like I do. Um, it makes you responsible of your actions. And if you want me to cover it for you, I'd be more than glad to tell you what I think. All right, take care, guys. Bye.